I'm glad that you're listening to this. It means that you decided to take a moment for yourself. There are no distractions pulling at you. Nowhere you feel like you need to be. Time feels expansive. Your mind is open and ready to soak in what these words have to offer. You're able to take a deep breath, sink into your body, and engage with this moment of awareness. Moments like these feel hard to come by. We tend to look at the times we can deeply connect with our lives as a reward. Like me, I'm sure you always have a million things you're trying to stay on top of. The to-do list feels infinite, and that just makes you feel more stressed, which means it's even harder for you to enjoy the moment for yourself. It doesn't feel like there are enough quiet spaces in our lives. Distraction is always waiting to pull our attention away and get us fidgeting again. There's never a chance to turn down the stress knob, relax our shoulders, and let our mental chatter go. Living in the modern world where the input never stops doesn't help either. Endless digital notifications are lined up, waiting to take a bite out of any moment you have. But why should feeling the fullness of life be a reward? Shouldn't it just be a way of living? We're taught that we have to suffer now in order to enjoy ourselves later. That just isn't true. It's only one way of thinking. By changing the way we think about living, we can change how we live our lives. The good news is that thinking in a different way isn't hard. In fact, you already know how to do it. You're doing it right now. You're here, in the present, focusing on these words. Think back to the last 2 beautiful, peaceful, and soulful moments you experienced. Now imagine linking those moments together so they touch end to end. What if we could stretch that moment out? It sounds great, but let's dream bigger. What if it was possible to live in that present, eye-twinkling, connected mindset all the time? Not only is living like that possible, but it has been waiting for you. The fullness of life surrounds us. It only needs us to get out of our momentum of distraction and notice it. In this book, I'm not going to show you how to simply feel present more often. I'm going to show you how to live in the present. I've spent most of my life looking for ways to feel at peace. I'm sure that you and I are not so different in that way. All of us look for ways to feel content and at ease. In my case, I needed to find a lot of peace because I was holding a lot of suffering. We'll get into what caused some of that suffering later on in the book and how I found my way out of it. For now, I'll tell you that the road I traveled wasn't exactly bump-free, but it worked out well. I'm a happy person, and I feel grateful for every day that I spend on Earth. No matter how frustrated or hopeless I've felt, I've always had a small ember of hope in my heart that refused to be extinguished by the cold rain of life. I kept believing, putting one foot in front of the other, and finding my way to more peace, more beauty, more love, more life. I've practiced meditation for 20 years, read every book I could get my hands on, and passed the paintbrush of my mind to Salvador Dali more times than I can count. All of those things taught me a lot about what it means to be human. However, it was what I started doing next that really opened my heart. I started to listen and allow myself to be the good but flawed person that I am. Speaking of listening, one of my recent teachers has been my podcast, The Astral Hustle. On my show, I talk to leaders in the fields of mindfulness, neuroscience, and philosophy. It's the greatest form of personal higher education I could imagine. I've had the honor of speaking with people including Sharon Salzberg, Ryan Holiday, Gretchen Rubin, Dr. Dan Siegel, Kevin Kelly, Robert Thurman, Roshi Joan Halifax, Dr. Rick Hansen, Matt Haig, Damian Eccles, Frank Ostaseski, Dr. Judson Brewer, Donald Hoffman, Lama Soltermalione, Kula Dasa, Elena Brower, and many others. For an hour a week, I get to ask one of these bright minds how we can make our lives better. After spending hundreds of hours talking with so many incredible people, you could say I've picked up a few good ways of thinking. Everything I've mentioned so far will come through in these words. I'll share what I've learned from my journey and the big ideas that came to me from exploring the minds of some of the most powerful thought leaders alive. I've simmered down all this wisdom into a rich sauce of ideas. This book contains what I believe to be the precise tools to help you live in the present moment, engage fully with your life, focus better, let go of your anxious stress, find balance, and get out of your head and into your heart. What we'll be focusing on in each part of the book is clear and easy to follow. First, in the Now section, you'll learn what the present moment is and how you can experience it right now. In the next part, There, we'll take a look at ways we get distracted and pulled out of our lives. From there, we'll move to the next part called Here. In this section, we'll go over ways that you can bring yourself back to the present, no matter how far away you might be. We'll finish our travels together with a two-part section called How. This part contains real, actionable steps to help you live a present-minded life, as well as my secret playbook of meditation methods. This book is a fresh take on living better, but the way it's put together isn't what makes it fresh. The way we'll talk is. I want to break the mold on how self-development books typically go. I don't want to serve you thoughts that read well but don't stick. I want your life to change. So, we're going to talk through this book. Think of each small section like we're sitting down for a coffee together. I'm going to share the stories and thoughts that honestly helped me in my life, because I want you to experience real change. I want you to be able to put every part of our conversation to work in your life. I probably don't know you personally, but I don't have to. I care about you, because you're alive. I know what that feels like, because I am too. I know joy, suffering, pain, and pleasure. I know desire, freedom, hope, and fear. I know what it feels like for your life to start slipping away, and I know how to grab it and pull it back. I want to share all of this with you, because together, in the present moment, we can live better, glow brighter, and love deeper. Keep listening, my friend. I'll meet you in the present.